Good evening, everybody. It's your boy D Max. So let's talk. All right. Y'all can probably hear my fan in the background because we in Texas and it's hot as hot can be out here. But let me get into this hot story that I've been following kind of close today. Um, First, I want to give a shout out to MREC TV. They did a show about Charleston White and Soulja Boy, and I called in and I gave a statement. And I was saying, man, it's sad that these two brothers with all of this influence is out here using their influence to do stupid stuff like this and just show toxic energy instead of using these opportunities for conflict resolution and show that to the youth. And they claim they're out here to support the youth and they out here to be an influence for the youth, but yet still the image that they're putting before them is one of ignorance. So they kind of double talking. I see the contradiction in everything you're saying because and I'm talking about Charleston White on this point. He always say that he's done all of this activism and stuff behind the scenes, and that Charleston White is a character that he created, but that's only a defense mechanism and a justification for him to get out here and get mixed up in the ignorant stuff because he see that it make money. But don't try to justify it like, oh, well, I already did this for the hood, so I'm good, I'm covered. And that's what a lot of people give you the benefit of the doubt on. But I'm not going to give you the benefit of the doubt on that whenever you turn around and the public image that you're showing everybody up front being displayed before the world is one of ignorance and negativity and craziness. Now, every now and then you do say some good stuff, but at the same time, you showing a way lot more ignorance and the toxicity that these young men are feeding into already that you complain about that are plaguing the gangs. So how are you gonna turn around? You talking out of both sides of your mouth. He an agent. Soulja Boy is an agent. Matter of fact, all entertainers are agents because their job is to get your attention and keep you distracted. That's their whole job. They get paid very well to get your attention and keep you distracted with all of these surface level things that don't amount to anything at all. And when the real important stuff going on behind the scenes that truly needs your attention always get neglected. That's why these stars and entertainers and athletes get paid so well so that they can keep you distracted. And so while we're sitting out here being entertained by Soulja Boy being maced and him and his 12 boys being maced by Charleston White, and then Charleston White coming instantly to social media to start making fun of them and start cracking jokes so that he can get paid and he can get all of his glory off of it. What's going on, Reverend Tony, man? Good to see you, brother. Blessings to you. Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. So many people is jumping on this bandwagon of Soulja Boy and Charleston White, and they just ready for the mess. They're ready for the mess. They know that Charleston White is messy. He's made his whole entire reputation off of that. And then you have Soulja Boy, and we know Soulja Boy, his whole character and how he comes with it. And so both of these characters are going to come together to entertain us. But what I want to know is what's going on the other side of the tracks that they really sparking this up and really trying to gain our attention to this. Anytime they drawing our attention to one thing, you got to look elsewhere. And so I'm trying to see what's coming up next. And we have all of these January 6th committee meetings going on right now, and all of these hearings. I think they're on the 8th day or something like that. And so there's a lot of important stuff coming out that we need to know about, but we're not going to know about because we're going to be tied up with this right here. You know, it is what it is, man. Soulja Boy, he old enough to know better than to be running up on somebody who doing the exact same thing that he doing. Soulja Boy know that dude trolling. Soulja Boy knew that would make for uh, a good viral moment. Him jumping out on Charleston White and whatever took place, then he was with it. He was always with it. So Soulja Boy ain't no victim in this at all. He's the aggressor. He the one who pulled up, popped out, thought everything was gonna be sweet. But I'm telling you now, as OGs, nah, we don't play like that. We always got something on us to get you up off of us. You just seen a couple weeks ago they had that OG up in New York in the bodega. The 35-year-old black dude run up on him, you know what I'm saying, trying to flex on him, intimidate him. That OG stabbed him up and left him laying there. And then he had to die in front of his girl and his girl little daughter because they trying to run up on these OGs like they crazy, not knowing that these OGs been around the block a few times. We done been in a whole bunch of fights. We done been sucker punched. We done been snuck. We done been all of that. All of that. We done been there. We know what it's about. And you trying to run up on us like you coming with something new, man. You got just a small taste of what OGs can do, what wisdom can do over youth. And might I add that Soulja Boy, you ain't really that young, bro. You on the other side of the 20s, bro. So if not in your 30s, are you in your 30s? You might be. You've been around for quite a while, but you started young. So I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt of grouping you in with the youth, because the way you carry yourself is if you still want to be a part of the youth. And I understand that some men have that complex. I call it the Peter Pan complex, where you don't want to grow up. You always want to be a Toys R Us kid and you want to stay in Neverland forever. So I understand that some people will go through that, especially being that you got into the game so young and you didn't really get an opportunity to be a kid. You was out here doing grown up things as a 16, 17-year old with a whole lot of money thrusted at you. So I understand where a lot of your immaturity comes from. And you and Orlando Brown and guys like that, y'all suffer from that same issue because y'all was in this game way too young and you was exposed to a lot of grown up things at a young age that your mind wasn't able to really be able to grasp. And so it caused the trauma in you that caused you to regress into childhood. And so you stay in a childhood state because that's where you feel comfortable. That's where you feel safe. Now, I ain't no psychologist or no counselor or nothing, but I'm just telling you what I see from the outside looking in. This is what I see based on all that all that they've demonstrated to the world. And anything that's been put out in the world is subject to criticism and critique. So these are just my critiques based on the information and the behavior and the patterns that they've put out to the world. And so both of these brothers are agents. Both of them are walking a fine line between love and hate. That's where Charleston White gets off at, walking that fine line between love and hate. That is a very comfortable place to be, and it's a very lucrative place to be. And if you don't understand what is going on in these YouTube streets, it's just like being in the music industry. These dudes are under these contracts with YouTube, and they going out here with a 360 deal, and they doing whatever they have to do to keep them views up and to keep these streams running for YouTube so that they can get their little YouTube check. They just like people in the music industry that's being pimped out. Same thing on these YouTube streets. And so you look at a Charleston White and you look at a Soulja Boy and you see the antics that these dudes got to go through in order to stay relevant in this game. They playing a very dangerous game. So if that's what you willing to do and you willing to jeopardize your life for a couple of YouTube dollars, just so be it. That's on you. You can carry that torch of a Whack 100. You can carry that torch of a Charleston White and any of these other provocateurs out here who feel like this is the best way for them to get their money. I haven't seen Whack 100 doing anything related to music and taking care of his music artists. He's found this new source of revenue by being messy and being a gossip and a tattletale. And basically, well, I'll just leave that alone. But this is what he's found as his niche, and he's neglecting his artists, and all of these things is going down because they found their niche in this toxic wave that we in right now. And this toxic wave is going to send a whole lot of these young kids to the grave, man. And these dudes' blood is on their hand no matter how much they try to take the blame off of them and redirect the blame. And Charleston White pointing at the gains and all of that, but he got three fingers pointing back at him because he's interacting with the same energy that he's speaking against, that's dwelling in those gang members. So how can you sit there and say that you hate the hatred in them when you exhibiting the same exact thing, and it's not warranted, regardless of what they've done, regardless of they have the same opportunity to have grace and mercy as anybody else do. So to wish death upon somebody, you might as well be wishing death upon yourself, dude. But they don't have the mentality or the knowledge or the understanding to realize the severity of the words that come out of their mouth. Because if they understood the power of the tongue, then they wouldn't be saying all of the stupid stuff that they saying, and they would be more mindful with their words. Because when you speak things into existence and that energy come to you, then it is what it is. And that's what I say about Charleston White. He brings this type of energy to himself. And so he know that people out here cannot separate reality from YouTube, and can't separate reality from actual television. And so there's going to be some people that are going to come at him and try to do bodily harm to him. That's why he's got his weapons license. That's why he's got all his ducks in a row, so that somebody were to come up and try to do some real bodily harm to him, and he would have to pull out a firearm, and he would be in his legal rights to take those people out, depending on what state he in. Now, there's some states that, it may be a little more difficult to get out of, but as long as it's a situation where you are defending yourself and it's self-defense, then he's going to get off, especially when you have 12 people coming at you, jumping out of a white van. I mean, a black van, my bad. Come on, what you supposed to do now? If he would have pulled out a gun instead of pepper spray, what would the conversation be now? Would Charleston White be wrong if he would have pulled out his nine, or pulled out one of those so many of the other guns that he's shown us and told us that he has, and he started dumping on them because he felt like his life was in danger? Then what if that would have been the conversation, and they would have been burying Soulja Boy? And there was another rapper I saw. I think he was a Chicago drill rapper who got shot and killed either yesterday or today. I can't remember his name right now, but rest in peace to that brother. It's too many artists out here dying, man, for these dudes to be playing these games. When you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And when one of them win a stupid prize, what you gonna say then? Oh, he was a real one. Oh, that dude, you're gonna start all of that fake love, and then he's gonna disappear and be an afterthought, just like Kevin Samuels, who most recently passed. Rest in peace to that brother. You know what I'm saying? So people have to realize that this YouTube world is just that, the YouTube world. Keep YouTube on YouTube. Keep your real life in real life. It's just that simple. And so many people get it mixed up. That's why I don't like to get into arguments and spirited debates with people on here, because when they start getting personal, I'm like this. If you can't come to a resolution, or you can't agree to disagree, and you have to start trying to insult me, I have a sanctioned boxing organization that I am in contact with on a regular, so that anybody who has an issue to where they're just ignorant and they can't be talked to, then we can go and settle it with ye old fisticuffs. I like that term. That sounds so dope. It's It's so corny, but dope. But that's how I do. That's how I rock. And so I know that a lot of people not with that. And so I just stay in my little corner of the world and do my own thing. But when I hear things like this, man, and these brothers out here having an opportunity to show the young men something positive, but they're not, that just further enforces the fact that they can't. They can't do nothing to improve the black community. That goes against what they're mandated to do by the record labels. They know what agenda they're pushing. They know what their influence is supposed to be over the black community. And they know it ain't nothing good. And they know they're always gonna be rewarded for their um for their efforts in misleading the youth. The more they mislead the youth, the more they influence them to go astray, the more they're going to be exalted and uplifted and given all of the riches of the world. That's the deal. That's always been the deal. And it always will be. So, yeah, Soulja Boy, he had the biggest comeback of 2022 and 2021. And he told everybody that. And whatever it took for him to get back to this point is what he's doing. And now he's giving himself over to the industry in a way that he didn't have to as a young kid because he had outsmarted the game. He had totally outsmarted the game, man. And he had plenty of revenue to be able to do what he wanted to do and go wherever he wanted to go because he finessed the whole industry with the whole ringtone thing and the online thing. But he was young. He didn't have a good circle around him. And all of that money got gone before he got an opportunity to learn business. It's unfortunate, but he still has an opportunity if he get the right people around him and he realizes that this is a trend, this is a fad, this is a phase. All of this toxic arguing and all of this mess is going to evolve. It never leaves. The toxicity is always here in one shape or form. It just evolves into another way, and that's just how it's going to be. It's never going to go anywhere. But we have the opportunity to understand it for what it is, and we have the opportunity to be able to navigate through this world and be able to protect ourselves and others from the things out here that are set up to ensnare us and stuff like that. So shout out to all of the content providers, man. Shout out to anybody out here who's really trying to enjoy life. And in order to enjoy life, you have to be able to live life and understand life and have an appreciation for life. That's the most important part. If you don't have an appreciation for life, then it's going to be next to impossible for you to enjoy it. And so I'm gonna just leave on this note, man. Hey, y'all don't feed into that whole Soulja Boy and Charleston White mess, man, because that's all it is. It's a bunch of mess, dude. They had opportunity to show kids conflict resolution, but they chose to do something else. So teach your kids the right way. Don't let Soulja Boy and them teach your children. This is your boy D-Mac, man. I'm about to get out of here. Y'all know what I say, man. Sticks and stones can break your bones, but the word can always heal you. I'm out.